Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Today we have the mighty 6-6 portal in this beautiful number 9 year of transformation, the year of the snake. If you're new to portal work, what is a portal? A portal is an energetic gateway. It's an opening, a cosmic opening that allows heightened spiritual connection, transformation, and manifestation to take place. Not every portal is right for manifestation, but the 6-6 portal especially is. So when we're doing a portal ceremony, we need to take into consideration the astrological influences, the numerological influences, plus the spiritual energies that are available to us to create the perfect portal and fertile ground to be able to manifest all of our heart's truest desires into being. So from a numerological point of view, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are especially potent and very, very high vibrational in bringing forth all of our heart's truest desires. So what does the number 3 mean? The number 3 represents creativity and self-expression. The number 6 represents harmony and balance. And the number 9 represents endings and transformation. And from an astrological point of view, we have Taurus. Venus has just moved into Taurus, which is connecting us into issues of our self-worth, our values, and our material abundance. And the moon is in Scorpio, which is laying the ground for deep emotional liberation and transformation. So every year, the universe will create a theme for each portal. And this theme will be on a collective level. It will usually be something that's very deeply ingrained within the collective that needs deep liberation and working through like a karmic knot. And on this day of the 6-6 portal, the theme for this portal is from hardship into abundance. And if you watched my YouTube video at the beginning of the week for the energy update, we were talking about going from overwhelming to resource. And that's exactly, the alignment of where we are right now. What we want to do is liberate our mindsets and our ingrained belief patterns that being successful, having a great life means having to work hard, having to sacrifice, and having to compromise. And the universe is giving us this day, to this little energetic opening, to really crack through all of those limiting beliefs and set the grounds for an easy and abundant life. How amazing. Thank you, universe. Okay, so let's talk about the prep and what we need for our portal. Whenever we're setting up space in a ceremony, it's a ceremony, right? It's a celebration. So you can go as wild or as minimal as you like when you're doing that. I like to put on some nice things, and I love to set up my ceremonial space with as if it was an altar. So I'll bring things that are super significant to me, all of the guides that I'm working with, my tools, in my spiritual practices, and I'll always bring a tarot card, which we're going to pull in a moment. And anything else that's relevant to the ceremony. So what are you going to need for this ceremony? For this ceremony specifically, we're going to use some rocks, so some medium to smallish rocks. I think 3 to 5 is going to be great for that. You're also going to need a permanent marker. You're also going to need a bowl with some water. I've zhuzhed up my bowl with some beautiful flower petals, and I've also put some Himalayan sea salt in there. And you're going to need a pencil and a paper. Try go with a pencil and not a pen, because lead is a conductor of energy, and lead leads the way, as my guides told me. And then always bring in your crystals that you work with and create this beautiful crystal grid to help to land and use after the ceremony, because they'll contain all of the energies of the ceremony. And also you're going to need a candle. We're going to do some burning, or if you have a fireplace, that will do very well as well. All right, so to begin our ceremony, what we want to do is identify our limiting beliefs. So I want you to take your pencil and your paper, and we're going to write out a as many kind of, first you're going to free flow and just start to write out your limiting beliefs. And an example of the limiting beliefs that we want, it's the limiting beliefs that we want to let go of. And obviously this portal is, we're trying to bring in abundance, and specifically material abundance, money, because from a starseed perspective, a lot of us in the collective really, really struggle with having this beautiful, free-flowing, abundant energy in our lives for many various reasons that we don't need to get into right now. So an example of what you can write on your paper is, money is hard to earn, or I don't deserve wealth, or I will never make as much money as my husband or Elon Musk, or success means sacrifice of my integrity or my standards, and so on and so forth. So you're just going to write those out. Write out as many statements as you have rocks that you're going to use in your ceremony. Okay. And okay. And then once you're done writing out your limiting beliefs, you're going to take your permanent marker. And from that, I first want you to identify the words, not the full sentence. So if you have written down, money is hard to earn, okay, which I did write down, we are going to write on one rock, money. Thank you, beautiful rock being, for being in my life. These are rocks that I collect whenever we go for a walk. My husband always is like, oh my God, his pockets are like falling down to the ground because it's full of shells and rocks and sometimes beautiful animals that have passed away that I'm going to use as tools. Okay, so money. This is my beautiful dragon egg. Success. Integrity. So basically what we're doing here is keeping the positive word, isolating the positive word from the statements that we have written down. So if I can all of a sudden perfect the art of rock balancing. Wow, look at that. Okay, so once you have done that, what we are going to do is we're going to say an invocation. So get yourself ready. I'll read out the invocation and we'll take it from there. On this sacred 6/6 portal, I acknowledge the burdens I've carried. I now choose to liberate those limitations and open myself up to the abundant flow of the universe. Abundance is my divine birthright. I'm going to say it again. On this sacred 6/6 portal, I acknowledge the burdens I have carried. I now choose to liberate those limitations and open myself up to the abundant flow of the universe. Abundance is my divine birthright. Now, we're going to give our stones, our rock beings, a little sacred bath, a little flower bath. And as we are bathing each one of our stones, actually it's good, it must fall down. We're knocking down that mountain of hardship and we're opening up the way to grace and ease and flow. So as we are placing each one of these beautiful rock beings into the water, I want you to envisage the hardship and the challenge and the blockage that you associated with each rock being, the word that you wrote on there, being cleansed and cleared by the sacred water. The crystalline waters represent the flow and the abundance of the Divine Mother. And so you just want to like call in the energies of the Divine Mother and just witness that hardship, that challenge, that blockage, just dissolving away in these sacred waters. And at the same time, we are going to state another invocation, and I will read it out for you a few times as you bathe your beings. I cleanse the stone and myself of past limitations. I am now aligned with the energy of superabundance and ease. I cleanse the stone and myself of past limitations. I am now aligned with the energy of superabundance and ease. You beautiful rock being. And thank you, beautiful water and the Divine Mother. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a moment and just pull off that paper that you wrote all of your limiting beliefs on. And we're going to set this baby on fire. We are going to burn her and allow the smoke to carry up all of that challenge, all of that hardship, all of that difficult tension that we have been carrying on for probably for many, many lifetimes. We're going to allow the power of the alchemical fire to transmute it up into the flames and the smoke to carry it away, for it to be transmuted up into the light, back up into the horizon, back to the source. Ooh. And just take a moment and acknowledging all that you're ready to let go. Thanking yourself for being in this space, taking this time for yourself to work on allowing yourself the freedom and the flow and the abundance that you truly deserve. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit of a guided meditation. So I want you to get yourself nice and comfortable, whether you want to lie down or whether you want to just sit nice and upright and close your eyes. I want you to just come into a deep and calm and still space and just taking a few deep breaths and just feeling your rib cage expand and contract with your rhythm of breath. If you have any beautiful sprays or mists that you like to spray that gets you into a meditative or high vibrational state, I recommend you do that now. I've got this amazing Pushkar rose mist from petrichor oils, which I absolutely love. And obviously rose holds the highest frequency known to this planet, thanks to the Divine Mother. Just inviting that sense and that frequency into your life. And we're going to go on a little bit of a journey, just a quick journey. We're just going to really make sure that that mountain of hardship is completely broken down. So I want you to just envisage yourself in this beautiful open field. There's a beautiful sun shining down on you. You can feel the warmth of its rays penetrating into your skin. There's flowers and bees all around you. You can hear the hum and the buzz of life everywhere around you. There's a gentle breeze in the air. And then before you is this mighty mountain. It's a very, very tall peak. It's jagged. It doesn't have an easy pathway. It's a challenge. And I just want you to start to climb this mountain and just see yourself making your way up. You may start to slip and slide, finding that even when you do see some juts of mountain that you can hang onto. They're sharp and jagged, and it's really not an easy climb. And you get to this point where you just feel like you want to give up. It's just, is it really worth it? The meadow down below is so serene, and you could just lie there on your back all day. Why do you need to climb this mountain? And you kind of just sit down in a very precarious way, and you look up to the sun in the sky, and all of a sudden the sun starts to emit this beautiful golden and red frequency, and they start to shoot down from the sun, almost like two helixes, and they're joining and creating this sacred genetic structure. And they come down with such a mighty force, and they hit the very top, the peak of the mountain, and the mountain just suddenly cracks into two. And for a moment, you're just free falling, and you feel a little bit of fear in your tummy, but you're just taking a deep breath and you surrender into the flow. And suddenly you land with both feet on the ground. You look around, and the mountain has entirely dissolved. And you just see this gorgeous meadow with the soft grass, and the fertile soil, the bees and the wildflowers. The sun is shining down on you, and before you is this beautiful, sparkling, crystalline river. It's absolutely picture perfect. The mountain is completely dissolved before your eyes. Your hardship and your struggle is entirely gone. And you walk down to the river, and you get inside the river, and you just start to splash and play joyfully, just forgetting all your troubles. The river feels amazing. The water is so refreshing. It is so cleansing. It is the most beautiful thing that you've ever felt. Perfect temperature. And you just see all of the last of your hardships and your struggles melting away. And you just take a moment and you give deep gratitude to that beautiful crystalline river. And you get out and you sit on the bank of the river, and you lie down in that fertile, soft green meadow grass. The bees are humming quietly next to you. The flowers are smelling absolutely beautiful. And you look down around your body, at your hands, at your legs, at your feet, and there's this beautiful rainbow golden hue just emanating off of you. And in that moment, you are completely aligned with the flow, ease, and grace of superabundance. And just taking a deep breath in, allowing yourself to come back into the present moment. And when you feel ready, you can just gently open up your eyes. And there you have it, your very easy and powerful, potent 6/6 ceremony. You can obviously adapt this as you like, feel into what feels right for you, go with your own flow. Before we end, I just want to quickly pick a card. These are my Sacred Path cards from my shamanic trading. Number 10, the West Shield, stands for introspection and goals. So in the world of shamanism, the West is a place of introspection, of going in, of healing, and of creating the space inside of you for your new goals to be planted, and just allowing the deep level of healing and rest and recuperation and rejuvenation to take place. And I think that's a perfect ending, a perfect message for us to end on, is that the energies are wild, and there's a lot of solar activity. There's a lot of change. The world stage is absolutely crazy at the moment. And really take this time on your spiritual journey to go inward, to be in a place of introspection, to do some deep healing, to do some deep acknowledgement and work with the energies, acknowledge yourself, offer yourself grace, give yourself rest, love yourself. And before I ever close the ceremony, I always just like to light some sacred smoke. I always give thanks to the Palo Santo tree being who sacrificed its love, its life in honor of the human journey, connecting us deeply into the spiritual realms, to our ancestors. And the sacred smoke just seals in all of our intentions and all of the work that we've done here today. I am a sovereign being of the lights. I declare this work sovereign. We do not allow any energies, entities, or beings into this work that does not fall in line with our highest vibration and that of the greatest good of all. And so it is. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy 6/6 portal. I wish you a most beautiful weekend. Namaste.